It's the moment of truth. Their tag, again from Tag Towers, but with a different laptop, seeing as my council one isn't working at all. So well done to the two of you who are there at the moment. I'm not sure who it is, but well done, you got in. So this is functional strength. So this is all about building strong muscles. So really strong. Do what you like doing and do it well. So we have an unstable connection. So let's see, there's a slightly unstable connection. So let's bear with it, my friends. Let's bear with it. All right then. So what we're going to need today is I'm going to be using a dining chair. Okay, so if you've got one and this is recorded but it's not with you, you can pause the exercises. One is to help with our squat technique. So we're going to do what we call stand to sit. The other thing you're going to need is your stretchy band. Remember, you can get in touch with me if you haven't got one. And we're going to be using just some light weights or some tins. Okay, so make sure you're feeling well. If you're not feeling well, this is not your session. And if you've got a drink to hand, that would be marvellous. I'll just trip on my words again. If you've got a drink to hand, that's great. Because it's really, really good for the muscles to stay hydrated. So we're going to do about a 10-minute warm-up. We're going to start with the head and neck. So find a nice space around you. Have a little look at your footwear. So just make sure you've got something comfortable but sensible, that it's done up properly, that sort of thing. It's amazing how many of us do things in our socks, but they do tend to slip. So yeah, I do try, and then I put my trainers on. So let's see if we can find that hip width apart position. I'm running, so but we're here. So we're going to stand nice and tall, nice long spine, heels down, balls of the feet down. Just relax those shoulders. Breathe out. That one's for me, okay? Breathe out. And then we're going to just start to warm up this head and neck. So I'm going to gently, gently turn my chin towards my right, and then I'm going to come back to center. So these movements are just gently, gently taking that head just to get warmed up before we get started. And then we're going to come back to center, drop that chin down to the chest. Feel that little stretch down the back of the neck. Lift that chin. Try and keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. I'm just going to show you from this angle. The only thing that's moving is we're allowing that chin to gently drop forwards. Bring it back up, and then we're going to turn to your left. So we're going to gently, gently move this head. Try ears. You've got it. So nice movement, never pushing into pain. We tend to think that pushing into pain is okay, but it's not. And then we'll bring it back. Okay, we're just going to take a little bit of a walk on the spot. Okay, it's a bit in and out. It's a bit in and out. I don't think the internet connections are strong with this one, but bear with me, guys. And if it does go terribly wrong, just follow the link to the recordings, and you've got a multitude to choose from. But I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to try and keep it going. So we're just going to gently move these feet. We're thinking about that long, tall spine. We're walking on the spot, just getting a little bit of movement in these elbows. Just nice and easy does it. Good. And then we're going to settle those feet down again. Just see if you can draw this tummy button gently away from the waist. So it's very much, we call them side bends. It's as if that third finger is tracing the seam of your trouser leg. So think in terms of just lifting up that rib cage, getting some movement in that lumbar spine. Try not to stick that bottom in the opposite direction. It has, you'd think it has a better effect, but it has a sort of slightly odd effect on the lower part of the spine. And then we're going to bring it up. We're going to do 3 or 4 of these, shall we? Breathe in, breathe out. And it is a beautiful day here in sunny Cardigans. So I'm hoping it's as nice where you are. Sun is streaming through the window. Now we're going to see if we can just soften these knees slightly, bring these arms underneath the chest. Remember those headlights on your hip bones, because what we're going to do is gently twist that top half of your body and come back to center. That's as far as I really want to go at the moment. You might find eventually it goes a little bit further, but maybe not. The main thing is that those knees stay facing forwards, hips stay facing forwards. And then we're going to relax and we're going to let these arms just gently swing. Just let them go. And you can see I'm taking that opposite heel away from the floor and I'm letting those hips turn now. I'm letting them go a little bit. So just be careful if you're in a restricted area. You don't want to need to. Great stuff. Okay, now let's see if we can bring it back to center. We're just going to take some little toe taps forwards, just tapping forwards. Tapping forwards. And then we're going to see if we can tap the heels forwards. That's it, heels forwards. You've got it. And then we're going to see if we can tap out to the side. So we're going to see if we can take these hips, start to move them. There's little taps behind us. Don't feel you have to change direction. I'm just showing you some different angles. Nice relaxed shoulders. Good. All right, so should we go back to those forward taps? And if you feel comfortable, we're going to add a bicep curl. So I'm just going to tap forwards, add a bicep curl. So just see how we're doing with this. If you're feeling very out of breath, just relax the arms, focus on the taps. Good. And then we'll take it out to the side. So we're just going to tap out to the side. Lovely. And what I'm going to do, take that. We're going to push away from center, bring it in. Good. Try and keep that really nice long trunk. So try not to lean forwards as you push the arms away from you. This is going to make sure that your core muscles, these muscles deep in the trunk, are supporting the spine and they're really working to stop you because you basically want to do that. Your body wants to do that. And you're strengthening those core muscles. Now relax those arms, let them swing. Let's go back to those small and slow taps. We're really letting those arms just go back to those taps behind us. And this time, we're going to gently press the heel of that back foot towards the floor. So slightly bigger step if you can. Don't worry if you can't. And I'm just keeping an eye on the time. I love a nice long warm-up, but we don't want to be warming up all morning. There's things to be done, places to go, people to see. Well, no, maybe not. Gardens to attend, maybe, walks to be done. And then we'll bring it in, and then we're going to lift those knees up, a little rotation. So opposite hand, opposite knee, keep that nice strong trunk. You got it. You've got it. And then bring it back down. Let's take a roll of those shoulders. Let's walk it out. Breathe in, breathe out. And we're going to make some circles with these elbows. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Breathing in, slightly bigger circles if you've got that range. And then release. Good. Now see if you can keep those feet gently moving. And we're going to just slide these hands about halfway to your maximum weights later on. So remember, you can have those hands open or you can turn them to face your ears if you've got not enough range in the shoulders with the palms facing forwards. Good. Let's see if we can take full range. Up, draw that tummy button in and down. Good. And then shake it out. Shake out those legs, shake out those arms, and then we're going to just settle the legs down. Take that, the leg we want to stretch, and hinge at the hips. So we're almost sticking that bottom out behind you. Just feeling that gentle lengthening in the back of that thigh, bringing it up, taking some little taps, okay? And then we'll do the same on the other side. So small step forwards, just taking that weight onto that supporting leg. Good. We're not looking to really push this one. We'll do a little bit more on it at the end. We just want to make sure. We might take a little bit of arm movement, like a lateral raise. So we've got soft elbows, making sure those elbows don't go higher than the shoulders. Great stuff. 3, 2, and 1. Now, keep those feet slightly wider because we're going to see if we can gently squeeze that heel towards the bottom. So we're taking that knee bend. Good. And trying to avoid arching that back as we squeeze that heel towards the bottom. Let's see if we can add a little row with this. 2, 1. Then we're going to walk it out, relax those arms. Good stuff, guys. So leading with that thumb, we're going to make a nice big circle with this arm. Good. And the other side. So if your shoulders not comfortable with that, we can take the range a little bit smaller. Make it wider rather than high. Breathe in, breathe out. Now we're going to do both arms together. We're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, bring those hands behind you. Just open out those shoulders, open out that chest, draw those shoulder blades together. And then we're just going to shake it out. Great stuff. All right, my friends, we are pretty much warmed up, ready to go. We're going to practice lift them off the floor, that little jogger's walk, one heel at a time. Again, we've got a little bit of instability with the internet, bear with it. It's only just briefly doing it, I think. Now bring those heels down. We're going to take those feet hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider. Now if you go a bit wider, just turn those toes ever so slightly outwards. We want those knees bending in line with that second toe. Good. So keep that chest lifted. We're going to take some mini squats. So glue those heels to the floor as if you're about to sit down and then come back up. So it's a third of a squat. Okay, a third of a squat. We're going to take two more, and then we're going to come away and we're just going to shake it out. Good stuff. All right then. My friends, let us have a quick break. If you want to have a comfort break, that's good. If you'd like to have a drink before we get started, have a drink. I'm actually going to I'm not going to open a window. There's a reason for it. I'll tell you today. Just keep your feet gently moving. We're going to start off with some squats, but I'm actually going to use the chair. So I'd like to use stand to sit. If you haven't got a chair, don't worry. We're going to do 2 sets of everything, and we're going to do a full body workout. So when you're ready, I'm going to play a bit of music. I don't think it's too loud. Hopefully not too loud. And I'm going to get you to count. She says it hasn't linked with the speaker. Can anything else go wrong today? Right, here we go. We got the spinners. So we're going to do some squats. Now, we've been doing this a while, some of us. So if you want to start to make, if you found technique challenging enough without it, fine. I'm going to use the chair. I'm going to really work on my technique. So feet are hip width apart. You don't have to tap the chair, just as far as you think you can control that technique. So we're going to go slowly down, and then we're going to power up. Good, without locking out the knees. So slow as you can down, push into those heels, power up. Lift that chest at the end. Good. Slowly down, power up. It's new to you, and you've never done 10 before. Just do 3 or 4, okay? And then walk it out while you wait for everyone else to finish. And then next week, you might build up to 5 or 6. The week after, 7 or 8, till you finally get to 10, and you've not hurt anything. Good. So, pace yourself, guys. Well, are you counting? Okay, let's make this number 10, shall we? Power it up. Okay, so wall press is next. So we're going to find a stretch of wall. I should open that window. Remember those hands? So the further the feet are away from the wall, the more challenging it's going to be. Push away. Don't forget to breathe out. Good, so what we're working here, shoulders, chest muscles. We've got triceps, that's the back of the arm. Good. Core muscles having to work, so we're not doing this. Okay, good. I realise you can't really see this top against the backdrop. All right, I'll see what I can do about it in a minute. Back to squats, okay? So when you've got to 10, walk it out, and then get back into that squat position. I'm just doing a very quick change behind the scene. Oh, it's like the Royal Variety performance, isn't it? Okay, so let's take those feet. Little bit hip width apart. Are we ready for another 10? So remember, if you've got your weight, it's going to be here. You don't want to hold it here because it can put strain on that upper back. Good. Push that bottom behind you. Lovely. So remember, you don't have to actually time. Keep those heels glued to the floor. Power up. So slow as you can down. Power up. Good. The way down, it's a really interesting phase. It's called the eccentric phase. And this is where a lot of strength building takes place. So if we can really focus on the downward phase and then power up, you're in a really strong position. Good. Push into those heels. Brilliant. Or both feet firmly on the floor. It's tempting to do this, but that's momentum, okay? So let's cut it in hand. All right, wall press again. You ready? Let's do it. Okay, so we're pushing away from that chest, breathing out. Have a think about this chin. So if you imagine you've got a little orange or a tennis ball between your chin and the chest, keep it there while you're pushing away, while you're lowering forwards. Good. Try and draw those shoulders away from the ears. You got it. Great stuff. Breathe out. When you've done your 10, come away from that wall. Good. All right. Shake it out. So, those of you who've got the chair, we're going to do a little bit of lower back work using the band. So, and I'm going to sit myself down. So, make sure you're in that front half of the chair, feet underneath the knees. We're going to hold on to the band with both hands. We're going to take both feet on top of that band. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to hinge at those hips, walk the hands down the band, and we're going to sit up nice and tall. Good. Now, it's these muscles that are working, not the arm muscles. So try not to pull the band backwards. With headlights on your shoulders, and they're shining on your toes, and then you're going to lift the chest, and the headlights are going to shine straight ahead. 10 of those. Now, if you haven't got a chair or a band, this is what we're going to do instead. Squeeze that bottom behind you. Good. Squeeze 5 on one leg, 5 on the other. Okay? So if we're still doing these, good. We're using these back muscles. Now, if you want to work harder, hands closer to the middle of the band. If you want to work not quite so hand, give those hands, put them closer to the end of the band. That's it. Good. We're going to take one more of these and then relax. Okay. So seated, we're going to take one foot out of the band. You're going to do a little bit of leg strength. Now, if you get trouble with your knees, this is an excellent leg strength exercise to do instead of some of the ones that aggravate, which is why I want to show you that. We're just going to lift that foot off the floor, secure your hands at the top of the thigh, straighten out that leg. So push against the resistance of the band. Now, when you bend, that knee's going to bend in line with that second toe, okay? So we're going to do 10, 9. Sit nice and tall, guys. You have to be in that front half of the chair, otherwise the chair cuts into your thighs. Good. That's brilliant. So we're really working those thigh muscles and the glutes. Same muscles we use in the lunges and the squats, just a different way of doing it. And release. Okay, let's change legs. Actually, yeah, change legs. So other side. So again, the closer the hand is to the middle of the band, the more challenging it's going to be. So don't forget to really push those hands into the thighs so you can relax those shoulders. So straighten out that leg. You got it. So really like this exercise, particularly if you feel strong without having to worry about technique in that standing position. Good. Breathe out. We've got 4 more. Good. Try not to lock out that knee when you lengthen. Don't snap it shut. Just lengthen without locking, if that makes sense. Okay, on this one, hold it there. Let's take a little pulse, and then release. Good. So we're going to take both feet back into that band. Both feet back into the band. Good. So we're going to lift that chest over those thighs. Walk the hands down that band. Try not to lower that head below the knees. So those of you that have been thinking about digging the garden, doing the garden, housework, walking up and down hills, this strong back's going to be really important. Good. So just lift that chest. Try not to pull on the band. The arms are just conveying the resistance, if that makes sense. Keep that chest nice and open. Draw those shoulder blades down that back. Good. And then relax. Loosen off that band. We're going to take the feet out of it. We can put it back on the chair. When we stand up, we're going to bring those heels behind you slightly, push, and then just move the feet. So when we get up out of the chair, we want to make sure these calf muscles act as a pump to bring the blood back up to the heart and the head. Stop getting dizzy. All right, what is next on our little agenda? Actually, it's bands again. Bands again. We're going to do some upper back work. So I was thinking lower, then upper. Let's take the, here we are. See, here we are. So these elbows slightly forward of the shoulders. Now relax the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to draw that tummy button in, create some tension in the band, and then let's row. So squeeze those shoulder blades together, breathe out and in. You got it. Good. Keep drawing that tummy button in. Nice tall back, looking straight ahead. Really draw those shoulders back, retract the shoulders, draw those shoulder blades together. Good. See if you can draw the shoulder blades down as well as together. An exercise to help you stand tall, sit tall. It's basically cancelling out some of the sort of everyday living effects. Good. Driving, computer work. Should we do one more? Oh. Breathe out. Ooh. Roll those shoulders. Good. So we can either hold on to the band or pop it down because we're going to do some calf work. We haven't done this for a while. So I'm going to hold on to the tiptoes, weight into the ball of the foot, and slowly lower down. So slowly lower down. So up, slowly down. Again, if your balance is good, if you want to challenge, you can hold on to that weight. You can hold the weight either side of you. Okay? Now, when we do this the second time round, I'm going to give you a challenge. So we're breathing out, breathing in. Great stuff, guys. Breathing out, breathing in. Good. So the thing we tend to do, we tend to favour the stronger side. Okay, we're just going to circle those ankles one way and then the other, and then back to that upper back strength row. So again, you can do this seated if you prefer. Soften those knees a little bit if you can and draw that tummy button in. Try not to stick the bottom out. Good, really open out those shoulders. So notice my elbows. I've not got a shoulders. Hopefully avoiding any shoulder injury in the future. So we're not only doing the upper back, we're doing the backs of the shoulders. Looking straight ahead, slightly down if you find your neck hurts with this one. Breathing out and breathing in as you return. Good. Use that outward breath for the hardest part of the move. If you can, don't worry if the breathing confuses you though. As long as you're breathing, see? Oh, shake it out. So I'm going to put my band down. Now what we're going to do next is this calf workout. If you found the 10 with 2 feet challenging enough, stay with that. If you're happy, we're going to try one leg. So we're going to hold onto the wall with both hands. We're going to come up onto tiptoe. And then we're going to take one foot off the floor. And then we're going to slowly lower, only as far as you feel comfortable. And up for 8, 7, 6. And use that wall as little as possible. 1. Then we're going to change sides. So transfer that weight to the other side. And we're just doing 8 on each side this time. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet together and slowly down. Woo. You can feel that in the calf muscles, can't you? So that'll be really useful, particularly as we start to get out and about a bit more as spring emerges. Okay, we've done 2 lots of those. Oh, back to thigh work. Chair, do that leg extension with the back. If you're happy, we're going to use this wall just to help balance. And if you feel confident, you can take the arm away from it. So we're going to firmly plant one foot into the floor, hip width apart with these feet. We're going to take a small step back, so like almost like doing a curtsy, except don't lean forward. We're taking that weight into that front heel, and we're going to push up. Simple as that. So if you feel confident, take it and make it fuller. So just find the movement that works for you. So this is a great movement for strengthening the thighs and the glutes. It's like the squat. So it's going to help going up and down stairs, up and down steps, in and out of cars, getting off the floor. Good. Excellent, guys. And then if you're confident, letting go, make sure we're not wobbling, looking straight ahead. Great stuff. I think we've got 2 more on this leg. Make sure we're breathing out. That knee starts to jangle. Just reduce the range. Good. Move it out. Okay, so we're going to change, just practice it first. Smaller step. Weight into that front heel and up. Don't let that heel come away from the floor. Good. And again, you can hold onto your weights once you've got the balance and the technique. Good. Make sure those hips facing forwards. Excellent, guys. Brilliant. Really drive through this heel as you push up. Push up. Good. 2. And last one. Ooh, legtastic. Brilliant work. Brilliant work. So what we're going to do next goes to the upper body. So I'm trying to do lower body, upper body, just to give you that extra recovery time. Now, let's do our shoulders, shall we? So before we start, let's make sure we're not rounding those shoulders. So think about lifting the chest, opening out that chest, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to take that W position, either with his palms facing you or facing outwards. Soften those knees. Good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start with one arm. We're going to push up. Good. Nice strong wrists when we're doing this, okay? So when we're pushing up, like that, rather than like that. Good. Good. So nice long wrists. Brilliant. We're going to do some alternate just to get there, and then we're going to go for double together, okay? So we're going to go 10. Now, if 10 is too much, just do as many as is comfortably challenging. So make the last 2 pretty challenging, and we know then it's producing that response that the body's going to get stronger. 10 isn't the magic number, it's how your body responds. Good. So once you find, oh, this is hard, I'm not sure I can do many more after this, you can stop there. Aim for 15, and if 15 is still easy, then you need to up your weight. Only by half a kilogram or a kilogram at a time. Good. I've lost count, I've been talking. So last one, bring it down. Ooh, roll those shoulders. So pop those tins down safely. Keep that nice long back. Back to the lunges. Back to the back lunges. Yay! All right, let's do it. So, looking strong core. Try not to lean forwards when we're doing this. Keep that chest lifted. Imagine there's someone in front of you who's famous for stealing your wallet out of your back pocket, so keep your eyes on them. Brilliant. 5 more. But again, remember, it's up to you how many you find challenging enough to affect that change. Good. All right, I think 2 more. Good. And then when we've done our 10 on this leg, we're going to change sides, so I'm not going to turn around this time. Really well, guys, really well. I'm like sort of firing everything at you today. Good. Fantastic. Try and keep that balance. If you notice you're starting to wobble, even if you take that one finger to the wall, and as you get stronger, you'll be able to move it. Good. Excellent, guys. Remember, you can do it smaller. That's good. I think this is the last one. Don't rely on me for the counting. All right, so tins, or you might fall. So these are just a little bit heavier than the tins, so I'm going to see if I can do 10. So remember, nice strong trunk, soften those knees slightly, keep that bottom tucked in. Good. Take those elbows quite wide as they come down. I'll show you from this angle. So we're looking straight ahead. That's good. Try not to grip those weights too tightly. You can, but make sure they don't pull out your hands. I will grip them. So really focus on that breath out. Push that breath out. Become very mindful when we bring in that breathing. Draw that tummy button in at the same time. Just lightly. When we've done our 10, roll those shoulders. So, relax those shoulders down. Now, I'm going to place one weight down. And we're going to take those feet a little bit wider. We're going to do a little bit of rotation. Do you remember this one? So we're going to soften the knees. Try not to stick that bottom out like this. So just keep that bottom gently in. Okay? And all we're going to do is we're going to bend this knee in line with the second toe. We're going to take the weight into this leg. And then we're basically going to take that movement. And as we do that, this heel is gently coming, the hips are rotating. So, should we try that? We're going to take the weight here. As if you're pulling this weight, nice and controlled. Good. Breathing in. Fantastic. Good. Nice and light grip. You can do this without the dumbbell or the tin. We're just going to do 8 on each side, okay? 2 more if you can. That's it. So we're getting a nice rotation through the trunk, through the hips. Good. Just move those feet a little bit. Let's do the same on this side, shall we? So, good. So I'm really going to rotate. Hip through. Good. That's it. Don't forget to breathe out. Don't forget to just make this movement smaller if you need to. I think that's 2 more. I get a bit carried away. I'm so focused on what we're doing. I'll stop making excuses for not counting, shall I? We've done 2 of those. I've got a few little things on my list. What I would like to do, a bit more upper body strength. So we're going to do some biceps. I'm not sure if you can see me now, but we've got the band. We've got the band now. I realised it was a bit unstable for a minute, but don't worry, I waited for you. So we're going to do some bicep strength. But when you're carrying the band for this. So we're going to put one end on the floor, and we're going to just take one foot onto that band or both feet. It's up to you. And all we're going to do is just stand nice and tall and drop this hand that way. So we're going to hold onto the band. She says we're not going to hold onto the band that way. We're going to hold onto the band, so thumb up, if that makes sense. So as if you've got sort of trouble with wrists or tennis elbow, that sort of thing. So we're going to look straight ahead. Imagine I tourniquet your arm to your trunk. So there's no moving that upper arm. And I'm just going to bring that wrist towards the elbow. Now, when you come back down, Slow it down, like we did with the squats earlier. Slow it down. So squeeze up and slow it down. Good. Squeeze up and slowly down. Good. We're going to squeeze. Now keep this shoulder nice and relaxed. Slowly down. And of course, if that's easy, if you think, oh, 10 is going to be easy, breathe out, breathe in. So when you've done 10 on that arm, oh, I've tightened it too much. Oh, just relax, roll that shoulder. We'll do 10 on the other side. So Michael, if you're watching this, you should be an expert at this by now, okay? So remember, hand as if you're holding a tankard. I know the light's not so easy here. So as if you're holding a tankard. So stand nice and tall. Now see if you can slide those shoulder blades down the back and draw that tummy button in, and then you can start your 10. It's really worth getting that starting position right, because it means we actually work the core muscles at the same time. So the core muscles are designed to stabilize your trunk while you're moving. And then we're working the muscles designed for movement, not stabilizers. Good. And by standing nice and tall, getting those shoulders relaxed, drawing that tummy button in, we work the stabilizers and the movement muscles at the same time. Good. Breathe out, breathe in. So that last one was really challenging. And I know now that in my recovery day tomorrow, the muscles are going to build up and become a bit stronger. So that recovery day after strength work is really important. Good. Rest is as important as the actual activity, because your body has a chance to recover and get stronger. So remember that one. Now, so we're going to see if we can practice that balance. Now, again, I like to use the wall for this. And again, we want to make sure we're standing tall, because if we're here, really, we're going to just train ourselves to stand like that. So lift that chest, create that space between the ribs and the pelvis. And all we're going to do is try and keep that nice long line, and we're going to lift one foot off the floor. We're going to hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 1. And it's quite interesting, if you've got a different colour top like I have, I noticed I instantly did that. So this side, I was dipping my hips. So try and keep that nice long line between the hip bones. Try not to sort of lean and transfer weight instead. So let's try it on the other side now, okay? So draw that tummy button in, focus on a fixed point in the distance. There we go, I'm up. 10, 9, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Brought it back from the brink, chums. Brought it back from the brink. So let's go back to those bicep curls. This time we're going to do 8 on each side. And then we're going to do a moving balance, and then we're finished. So you're doing brilliantly. Yeah, I know. I've done too much again. So standing nice and tall. Let's go for it. We're going to go for 8. You down. So this is where we're going to really build that strength on the lowering phase. Good. That's it. So I think we go 4 and 3 and 2 and squeeze. Ooh. And change sides. Good. Take a little roll of those shoulders. Jiggle those feet, my friends. Let's do it again. Come on. Come on. Okay. My husband's got a saying, kiss the gun there, but you'll all be able to kiss your guns at the end of this session. So shoulders down. Let's squeeze and release. Remember that hand grip. So it's like you're holding a tankard. Okay. No gap between the elbow and the trunk. Good. Draw that tummy button in. Excellent. And obviously, if you're right-handed, this side might be easier than the other side. And obviously, if you're left-handed, the same that way. Good. So balance, really important. Just trying to hit balance, and then we'll have a drink and we'll cool down. I just realised the music went off and I didn't notice. Sorry. So This time, I've got the wall here, so I'm going to stand nice and tall. I am going to be taking one foot off the floor, but remember this one. We're going to soften the supporting knee, and we're going to take that little tap forwards and a little tap back. So it's a dynamic balance. Now, you may need support, you may be comfortable with that, but keep that trunk strong. So we're going to see if we can lift that foot off the floor. We're going to tap forwards and front and back. Good. Draw that tummy button in. Heel and toe. Good. Heel and toe. Brilliant. It can be very small. Okay, you might just be comfortable taking the heel and then back. Okay. And then we're going to bring it back. Move the feet, same on the other side. So find that support. Nice strong trunk. Soften that knee ever so slightly. And then little tap and back. Good. Little tap and back. Good. Little tap. Good. Tap. Last one. Tap and bring it in. Whew. We are done. So we've strengthened the calves, the thighs, the glutes, the core muscles, the shoulders, the upper back, the lower back, the arms. You've done everything. So have a drink because you might want to rehydrate. Don't worry if you want to do that at the end, it's fine. And then we'll stretch you out and you're free to go and enjoy this fabulous Thursday. I hope it was okay from Billy Tag's laptop. It might be slightly different to normal, but better than no session, I think. All right then. So we're just going to gently move. What we're going to do now is bring everything down. So the nice thing about strength work, it's not necessarily making you out of breath, but we still want to just bring that energy level down, bring everything down. So we're going to gently move these feet. We're going to roll these shoulders up and back. So breathing in and pushing that breath out through the mouth. So breathing in, stretch up, breathe out. Good. Breathe in, reach up just to your range. Don't worry if it doesn't go too high. Breathe out. Now on this third one, we're going to breathe in. We're going to bring these hands down. Breathe out. Now, as they come down, just bend those knees ever so slightly. Straighten them as we come up. Breathing in. Tall. Move those feet a little bit, but reach over the shoulder. Give yourself that pat on the back. See if you can reach down between your shoulder blades. So don't worry if this is your limit. That's fine. Just find your stretch point. And once you're there, take that hand to the fleshy part between the elbow and the shoulder. Gently push that elbow towards the ceiling. Good. Ha, fleshy part. That well-muscled part, chums. That well-muscled part that I know you've all got. Now we're going to reach up. We're going to breathe in. Relax. And just lift that rib cage. Breathe out. And breathe in and out. And then we'll just shake it out. Just shake it out. Should we do the same on this side? So over that shoulder, reach down that back. And again, just some of us will find it better to walk the hand over that shoulder. Gently push that elbow towards the ceiling. Great stuff. All right then. Now again, breathe in. Draw that tummy button in. Breathe out. Come back. And down. And then we're going to roll those shoulders. Take an elbow circle. Keep that chin drawn to the back of the neck. We're just going to open as if you're going to give me a hug. And then you want to give me a really big hug. So you're just opening there. And then bringing it in. Good. Give yourself a hug. Drop that chin gently to the chest. Let's do that again. So we're going to open, draw those shoulder blades together. Try not to stick that chin forwards. And bring it in. Good. And again, one more time. Draw those shoulders away from the ears. And then we're going to bring those hands behind you. Now draw the shoulders away from the ears. See if you can hold on tips away from the shoulders and then gently squeeze those arms upwards. Good. And then release. Let those arms swing. Let those arms swing. So nice lot of upper body stretches there. Let's focus on the lower body a little bit more. So I'm going to see if I can hold onto the wall with one hand or both hands into the calf stretch. So we're going to take that foot behind you, press the heel of that back foot to the floor. So if you want to increase this stretch, just 6. Good. So we're going to breathe out, holding these stretches for around 15 seconds, lifting that heel, bringing it in. Should we do the same on the other side? Good. Okay. Press that heel towards the floor. So I've still got my feet hip width apart. My hips are square on, shoulders square on, but I'm getting that really nice stretch in the back of the lower leg. And then we're going to bring it in. And then we're just going to lift those knees nice and slowly. Good. Just get those hip flexors moving a little bit. So we're going to stretch out the hip flexors. So it's the same movement, but we're not going to put the heel to the floor. So all we're going to do is, as we step back, we're going to just lean gently forwards. Gently forward, so we're looking to that floor in front of you. And then we're going to just see if we can bend that back knee, lift the chest, and we'll get a stretch here. To stretch. Really great stretch, this one. And then we're going to straighten, bring it up. We do the same on the other side. So if you sit down a lot, or if you drive a lot, these are often very tight. So as we step behind him, just looking in front of that foot, I'm going to just soften that back knee, and then I'm going to lift this chest. So I'm holding onto the wall, so I've got something to just stabilize me, because I want to focus on this stretch. Okay, let's bring it in. Good. Whew. Move those feet. That's it. So we'll do the backs of those thighs now. Hamstring group of muscles. So my feet are hip width apart again. I'm going to soften my knees, place my hands on my thighs, and then I'm just going to take one step forwards. And then you'll see that this back of the thigh is getting stretched. Now we can take it a little bit deeper if we breathe in, and then we're going to release. Ooh. Should we do the same on the other side? Some of you may prefer the way we got in at the start, but it's nice to do different ways. So we're just going to soften those knees, step forwards, and then you'll feel that stretch. Good. Okay, guys. Draw that toe to the ceiling if you feel like it. Breathe out. And good. Almost there. Last little stretch. You're going to use the wall. We're going to do the front of this thigh. So remember, we can just bend that knee. We can hold onto the sock, back of the trainer, or the front of the trainer, and we're stretching the front of the thighs. So we work these muscles when we were lunging, when we were squatting. Good. Those leg extensions with the bands, and then we just let that leg swing a little bit. Just do that hip, a little bit of loosening. We'll do the same on the other side. Hook it backwards. That's it. And then just try not to lean forwards or sort of stick your belly out. Draw that belly in. Knee pointing down towards the floor. Good. Breathe out. And we're done. So, you know I like to finish this session with a little bit of breathing. Sam Tag, there's a little chink of light coming through there, and he's just on his back. Nice bit of breathing. So we're going to think about breathing in, and I'm going to get you to take your hands just onto your chest, just here, just below your neck. And when you breathe in, we're going to imagine you're breathing into your hands, and breathe out through your mouth. So they say that most of us only ever breathe into that top third of the lungs. So what we're going to try and do is lower those hands just below your rib cage, and we're going to see if we can explore that space and push that breath out. Maybe lower the hands a little bit more. See if you can breathe into them again. Breathe out through that mouth. And as you breathe in, notice how that belly gently expands. And before we all gently need a snooze, let's shake it out. Shake those feet, shake those hands. Oh, well done, everybody. Well done for finding me. Thank you for joining us on Billy Tag's vehicle for recording. I hope it's gone okay for you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. I can't even turn it off.